It's actually very useful to be very, very specific in general from the very beginning. So we are having a lot of businesses who are asking us about strategies of the future over the next 2 to 5 to 10 years. And we were working with a client recently, and they're very nervous about being in sort of the camera market. And we've got a lot of iPhones that are displacing, and a lot of other technologies that are arriving now. But that's a very large market to contend with. So we're advising them, like, let's be very, very specific around what type of displacement you're thinking about. The more specific you are up front, the easier it's going to be. If you sort of just cast the wide net of, like, what's our strategy going to be in the next 2 to 5 years, it makes it very, very difficult, difficult. We can surely do that trend analysis, but we really want to get it narrowed down to, just like with the healthcare one, to the 5 or 10 trends that we really care about, so we can dig deeper and really unpack those things and really come up with a very specific strategy. And I hope
Yeah,
that
I would agree.
helps.
You can sometimes start with a broader brush when it comes to like the trends or signals you're trying to look at, but you really quickly need to get specific. If somebody kind of wants to get we can call it more of a landscape look, because somebody goes, "Oh, tell me about the future of travel."
Yeah.
Okay. Um, then if somebody's more, okay, what are they? Are they a commercial airline? Are they a travel agency? So when you think about, okay, let's kind of take a couple levels deeper, what people will start to see is, this is where some of the trend stuff that Phil had showed with some of the kind of mapping, where you want to actually look at the volume, and that's where you can get into trend weights, impact, and that will also help somebody then get sort of priorities of order. And then from those top sets of trends, you can then kind of start with that. But you want, like Phil said, you want to get as focused as you can. Sometimes they might want you to kind of go broad, but you got to really pull them through into the that focus, because that output will just be as good. If it's too broad, it'll just be obtuse and diffuse. It won't be effective in terms of what they would really need to make decisions.
Yeah, and to build on that, I want to stress that walking your client through this entire process hand in hand is very, very important, especially if it's
Mm-hmm.
brand new. Getting them to also give you trends that they care about, because they know their industry more than you do. What's on
Right.
their mind? What are the things that they really fear? And then you can take those, do some more investigating, and say, okay, we found these trends, but we also found these ancillary trends. Maybe things that are sort of right on the fringe that are influencing your market, but are not immediately seen. So a lot of social and cultural trends, what are sort of the teenagers doing today? Those are the ones, those are the people, the populations that are really kind of pushing innovation. Those are the places you might want to look as influencers to the trends that you really care about intra marketly, if that's a word.